Hey, what's up YouTube? This is Whiskey Hotel, and you're looking at a kill confirmed gameplay on Fallen. And this is one of those games that I think it's safe to say that my team wouldn't have won without me, because I put up like close to double the amount of kills as the guy in second place and carried the team pretty much. And actually, after this video, there's a pretty awesome voice message that I included of a guy that was on my team, so check that out. But the real reason I'm making this commentary is that I want to talk about what's been going on with me lately, like my state of mind and what has caused that. And in my last commentary, it was called Don't Be Like Mark. I mentioned that I'd been dating this girl that I worked with for the last 4 months or so, but in the time between when I recorded that commentary and when I uploaded it, or somewhere around the same area, I'm not exactly sure of the dates, but we actually called it quits. And it was actually probably the cleanest breakup I've ever had in my whole life. It was just kind of like, you know, after 4 months, there does come a point when the girl tends to want to make it like a real relationship, but I really wasn't into that. Like, it was kind of like she said, you know, if we want to make this like a real thing, like, we both need to put in a little bit of work to make it better. And I was kind of like, well, I thought this was more of a casual thing, and we don't really have that much in common. And I'm also moving away in like less than a year, so I don't see the point of starting like a semi-serious relationship. And she kind of agreed. She was like, okay, that's fair. I know that you're, you know, moving away has changed your views on what you want out of a relationship. And I was like, okay, cool. And that's how it ended. And, you know, that would have been great. Like, that would have been the best breakup I've ever had. But I still work with this girl. And the thing about breakups for me is they always suck really bad, because I always move on slower than the person I was dating, or the girl I was dating. And, you know, and the reason is like I don't get a ton of girls. I get like a couple a year, and that's totally fine with me. But I mean, a couple a year, I mean, there's usually some downtime, like quite a bit of downtime as I move from one relationship to the next. And the shitty thing about this is, well, sorry, I'll go back. In a normal breakup, it's usually pretty easy to deal with, because like I don't have any contact with the person. It's like, alright, let's end this. Okay, see ya, and then you never see him again. Well, you might see him again, but it's definitely not every day. And so then it's kind of like an out of sight, out of mind thing. Like if you don't see him, you don't think about him, or at least you don't think about him as much as you would if you saw him all the time, if that makes sense. But my situation is that I see this chick every day at work. And whereas a month ago, I would see her at work and be like, damn, she looks hot. I want some of that after work, you know? That's a creepy way to say that, but it's like, oh, I get to hang out with that after work. I get to do naked things with that after work. Awesome. Well, now I see her at work and I'm like, damn, she looks hot. She's probably going to go do naked things with someone else after work, and I'm going to do naked things with myself. And really, that has just been playing on my mind lately. Like, I see her at work, we talk, pretend things are like normal, you know, and things are normal. It's probably all just me making this scenario, but whereas a month ago it was a totally different situation, and now it's like back to just some chick I work with. And it's hard to adapt because, like I said, I don't have anyone else to fill that role right now, and that's the hard thing. And another shitty thing about breakups is that when you get in a lonely funk like this, you always tend to revert back to the previous person you were with. Like, even though, like, you guys broke up and most of the time it's a valid breakup, I mean, and in this case it certainly was. Like, I broke it off because we didn't really have much in common at the time. I was, like, sick of hanging out with her. And, but I kept it going because it was just, like, it was an easy thing. But now I see her and I'm like, oh man, she looks good. Like, oh, I miss her. Like, I miss hanging out with her and all this stuff. And then I catch myself and I'm like, no, you don't, you fucking loser. Like, you don't miss her. You just miss having somebody. And that's the tricky thing about breakups, is that you still want somebody, but you don't want, well, you kind of want the person that you had, but you don't really want the person you had, because you probably broke up for a good reason. If you didn't break up for a good reason, it's a totally different scenario. You might be like, oh, I want you back, blah, blah, blah. But in my case, it was certainly justified. But the other shitty thing is that, like, I was friends with her before we dated, and that's another thing I don't like about breakups, is that even if you are friends before, like, you're definitely not going to be friends afterwards, or at least friends in the same regard. So it's almost like losing a relationship entirely with that person. It's like losing a whole person out of your life, and I definitely don't like that. And even though I try to do everything I can to, like, be a nice guy, especially to, like, during a breakup, I definitely try not to be an asshole. It always seems that it's always kind of a clean break. Like, it never goes anywhere from there. And that's weird to me that that happens. But the real root of this problem, like I said, is that, like, I don't move on fast enough. And the only thing I can do is catch myself when I'm thinking, like, oh, I miss her. Maybe I should, like, send her a text. And then I have to catch myself and be like, no, don't fucking do that, ever. Like, don't. Just leave her alone. You don't want her back. It'd be stupid of you to give that impression. It'd be a dick move. Just suck it up and man up and move on. And that's where I'm at right now. And that's where I've been at this whole week. And it's a shitty thing, because it's all been compounded by the fact that I totally fucked up a chance to, like, meet a new girl last week. So my week has just been, like, drowning in my own loneliness. And that's obviously an exaggeration. I'm not that bad off. It's been, like, one of few things for me to think about this week, so I've been dwelling on it because I'm neurotic like that. But I was out at the bars a week, like last Friday. There was a really cute chick playing pool. I play a lot of pool, and I was just kind of casually talking to her, like, oh, hey, what's up, like, how you shooting tonight, or whatever, some stupid shit like that. Just something to open up the communication line. And she was like, oh, good. It seemed like we had a good vibe. And then, like, before I could actually make a legit move, she, like, put on her coat and left. And so I fucked that up. I slow played it too much. And it sucks, because, like, I kind of think that there was something there, and I just didn't act on it. And I missed out. So don't seize the day. Carpe diem. Seize the carp. But that's where I'm at. So sorry for the depressing ass commentary. Hopefully this little clip of the guy from Strange Brew sending me a voice message makes this all better. But I will see you next time, dudes. Later.
Yeah, you were on my team, but way to go, Cheat. Way to carry the team. Good job, Cheat.